Outside, it's bright, it's sunny, and we're just here to make sure that we add to that. With the conversations we have on MX24 TV, with the guests we have coming through, with the music we enjoy, because we're fun. We're fearless and we're factual. Please send us messages. Be part of this, growing brand, and on that, before I get to our social media, how you can reach out to us and all the events, I again want to say thank you. I've been saying a lot of thank yous this year, but that's the fact, right? You've been working with us for 4 whole years, right? From our events to our TV shows, our in-studio guests, the artists, some would say underground, artists, you guys are amazing. And we've seen these artists grow, becoming bigger things. And it's all because of you, the fans, because as I always say, you buy the tickets, you go to the shows, and you listen to us. We're basically, to a very large extent, your mouthpiece. So I just want to again say thank you very much. If you want to tell someone, to tell somebody else, MX24GH every single platform. The hashtag is MXLIVE. Be a part of us. Follow us. Send us a DM. Ask us anything. Last week, and I think even 2 days ago, I spoke about, our cross-talent events. And I said, if you're going through something, you have difficulty in talking about, please send us a message. We're going to try to respond to as many as we come. Come to MX24 Studios. We know a lot of health experts, financial experts, and we're going to try and help you out through discussion as much as possible. Introduce you to the right people. That is what this brand is about. And on that note, thank you for all of that. But as I said, MX24GH, every single platform, hashtag is MXLive. Keep the messages coming through. Very happy today, as always, because I have Sefa coming through. She's not released music in a while, so today is going to be a very exciting one. And this first conversation is an even happier one for me because Eric Bellinger, right? Now, this guy has won Grammys, worked with some of the biggest artists in the world, from Chris Brown to Usher, to Justin Bieber, to Brandy, and the names go on and on and on. And he's been up to so much. He was in South Africa not too long ago, and he's really connecting with his roots. He's one of my favorite artists, and we're going to be talking to him via Zoom today. So please sit back, relax, enjoy. If there's anything you want me to ask, any which way you want to be a part of the conversation, I'm always here for you. My name is Jason Alay. We'll be right back. Welcome back, Charlie. This moment, right, for me especially, it's a really big one for me. And I've been talking in the studio the whole day about me talking to Eric Bellinger today because I've been listening to his music, even vicariously through other artists, because he writes for so many artists, an impeccable writer, right? And he sold millions of records, and he's doing amazing, amazing stuff. His streams are crazy, and he's actually working on a new project, but I want to get to know him a bit more, and I'm sure the fans also want to get to know him a bit more. So let's get straight to it. He's on via Zoom. Hello.
Hello, what's going
on? Oh, man. How you doing, man?
Bro, I'm blessed. I'm good. It's a little earlier on this side, but, man, I'm honored to talk to you, bro. I appreciate
Thank you.
The incredible warm welcome and the introduction.
Thank you.
You know what I mean?
Thank
Happy
you.
to be here, Jay.
Thank you. Thank you. I am such a big fan. And whenever we're having these conversations, the interviewer has to keep composure. So I'm trying my absolute best, not to like jump and like roll over and stuff. But let me tell you a funny story, right? So usually when these interviews are coming up, talking to like very big artists, sometimes, I reach out to the artist or the team does. And I'm in a meeting, right? And the team tells me, Jason, you're going to be talking to Eric. And they give me a picture. And the first thing I say, is like, he could have been my brother-in-law, because I've been in love with his sister for years, Megan, but she's taken, so I respect that. We could have been like brothers, But that's the thing. This is how the universe works, man. I'm very happy I'm talking to you today, man. Very, very happy.
Thank you, man.
Nice.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate the energy, man. We're going to have a good time.
Nice. How are you, though, away from the music? Because you're someone who lives through your music, right? I've been listening to you for years. You write for amazing artists. We're going to get to all of that. But I just want to know, how is Eric Bellinger, even away from the music and from the spotlight?
Yeah. Man, I think I'm doing good mentally. I'm blessed and lucky to have such a strong foundation spiritually, I think rooted in God, and it just gives me the peace that I need, like everything that people, I think, work hard for. It's like, I think they're missing a key component. So the fact that I'm so just spiritually grounded, I think it gives me the patience and understanding that allows me to never waver or make decisions that would compromise character. So I've been in this state for a long time now, and a lot of people don't understand where my joy comes from. But it's deeper than the surface level. Let's just say
Yeah.
that.
How do you feel? And I don't know if you know this, right? But your fan base here in Africa is crazy. Obviously, I'm talking from Ghana right now. You were in South Africa not too long ago. How does it feel finding how you have an even bigger fan base than you might even know out of America?
Yeah, I think I'm learning it now. I've been doing a lot, a lot of press interviews and conversations, and I honestly did not know what to expect, brother. Like I'm in here in the U.S. and of course, I do my shows out of the country sometimes, but I've never done shows in Africa. So, I just wasn't aware that y'all know what time it is out there, bro.
We
So
do. Yeah.
it's a dope feeling. Just know it's an incredible feeling because I went to Africa just expecting to, like I said, be a student, like be a student of the game and just excited to, like you said, get back to my roots and create music. So to know that my name holds some weight over there, it's already giving me the feeling of, happiness and security.
Yeah. I also want to know because I think sometimes, as fans ourselves, we forget the artists are also fans of other artists. Like you're a fan of music, right? You've written and
Yes.
released crazy number of songs. How does it feel being a fan of the artists you work with? Because it's a very rare feeling, I'm assuming, to be in that position. You work with these artists, you're a fan of them, and I'm sure some of them are fans of your
Yeah.
music. How does that feel?
It's that one I had to shake out of it. When I first started writing for big artists and people like Brandy was one of the first sessions that she had to check me. You know what I'm saying? I was in there like, that take was amazing. Yes, that take was incredible. Yes, you're the best. And she had to be like, yo, you got to understand that you're here because I'm also a fan of what you do. I love what you do. So I need you to step out of fan mode and let's get this work. And that was honestly a reality check. Um, and just also let me know, like, yo, you him too, bro. It's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's facts. Now, again, release so many songs as I was saying earlier on. Work with Chris Brown. Um, Type of Way is like my favorite song. The Spanish version is crazy. Like I don't know how you guys did it, but you did it.
Ya estoy en
With Usher,
en
Justin
lo que
Bieber,
sé.
right? But people see you and they're like, oh, Grammy award winning artist, 4-time nominee, and you're still very, very active, working like crazy. Would you say so far, like, that's the highlight of your career? Like, what moments do you look at and say, yeah, I did that?
Yeah, that's definitely a big one. Like when I'm going through these motions, I'm not realizing that they're actually moments. I'm living my day-to-day life. It's a part of my schedule, and I've looked up to it on the calendar for 3 months. So to me, when it happens, it's like I've already got the excitement when I put it in the calendar. So for me, I think I'm living my life, and I can't fully appreciate it until I look back on it. Like how you're saying it right now, like yo, that was my one of my favorite moments in my life. In my mind, I'm like, damn, that was a moment. You know what I'm saying? But I was so busy. As an artist, we always think the big picture, like, okay, but I want this and I want that. And it's important for us to also recognize, acknowledge, and give thanks for the daily victories, as well as looking forward to this big destination. But I definitely think the Chris Brown feature and song, like we got, that's probably like one of my most viewed videos. The video was, one of my favorite videos that I shot. Um, So I'm glad you said that. You know what I mean? It just opens my eyes
Yeah.
and reminds me, like, hey, bro, that
Yeah.
was a vibe.
Yeah, and
You know
then
what I'm saying?
yeah, that means a lot to me, coming from you because, again, artists, and fame can sometimes put you in a position where you forget to, give yourself a little pat on the shoulders, and you've done all these amazing things, right, right, and again, I'm looking at you, talking to you right now, and I'm like, wow, you're very grounded, a lot of humility, because I mean, it's just me, and I'm talking to Eric, right, but that's what I want to know right now. How have you been able to stay this grounded with all your accomplishments? Is it because you're a family man? Is it your background? Is it what is it that makes Eric stay as grounded as you are?
Yeah, because I look at me as the vessel. It could be
Mm,
anybody. It could really be anybody. You know, when I look at other people and I watch their story and I check out the trajectory and their things that they're doing, I'm somebody who is truly like a humble citizen to where like it could have been anyone, that person that it's crazy. I want to read this, and
please do.
it's something that I screenshotted the other day, and it's reminding me of everything that we're talking about right now, but it just made me appreciate things. So look, it shows a picture. It says the billionaire in the private jet who simply misses home. Then it says the millionaire flying first class who dreams of being the billionaire. Then it shows different pictures. It shows the entrepreneur driving a fancy car, wishing he was the millionaire. And it says the employee in a cheap old car who just wants the fancy car. Then it said the unemployed cyclist who wants a job and the cheap old car. Then it says the pedestrian who wishes he had the bike so he didn't have to walk all the time. Then it says the paralyzed man in a wheelchair who would give anything to walk again. Then it says, meanwhile, hospital patients have only one wish, to become healthy again. And then it says, you'll never stop wanting more. It ends on that.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I didn't mean to like go through all that, but it's just like, yo, there's always a position, that you wanting to work for and you're wanting to strive for, but there's also always someone that wishes they were in your shoes.
Yeah.
So it allows me to just put my seatbelt on and be grateful for my position in this circle of life
Yeah.
rather than um, expecting um, or feeling any type of entitlement.
Yeah. 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 Um, that's incredible, right? And that's very life driven. I think what you just said goes everywhere with family, with success, with relationships, with finances. You make $1 today, you want to make. There's nothing wrong with making more, but I think we tend to lose sight of what's important to us because we keep chasing and chasing and chasing, right? And
Yes.
yeah, yeah. And with that, what I want to know is what do you think about how music is consumed now, right? Because it's always
Yeah.
on to the next, right? I mean, it's good that we get more music, but people don't actually sit
Yeah.
down with music like before. Like back in the day, it would take a week, 2 weeks before people say, okay, now we've listened to, now it's 2 days, 3 days, same
Yeah.
day. What do you think about that? Do you think it's a problem, so to speak?
Yeah. Nah, I think it's in the substance in the music. I
Mm,
do think that the songs penetrate when they have that special um, extra magic in it. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So, of course, I miss the good old days when you buy a CD and then you look in the back credits and you can't wait to find out who wrote the song. You can't wait to see who produced it. You can't wait to see where they recorded it, who was the engineer. Uh, um, but man, those times, it's crazy. They are long gone. And I think it's, up to the songwriters and producers really to do their due diligence to spread the word. Like, hey, I wrote on that song, or, I was a part of the creation of that record. And, it sucks to have to really go that hard for yourself because a lot of times creators are very, like when we do something that we feel is incredible, we don't want to have to actually be the promoter as well. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Like I did my job, I wrote the smash. You know what I mean? It's a little double-edged sword to have to toot your own horn, while doing the greatness. You know what
yeah,
I mean? But we just live in a day and age
Yeah.
that you got to do it. But for me, I'm just glad that the music that I'm making is penetrating, it's timeless, and it's doing everything that I needed to do for me personally. Because my goal is literally only to have a voice and speak um, unapologetically to the the people that love me for what I do. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So I'm able to reside in a place that it's just, man, like I'm never like really wavered, or I never have to waver. I'm always just cool because I know that what God has for me is like no man can take it away. So
Yeah.
a lot of my actions are faith based.
Nice one. Do writers get enough credit out there? Because here, it's something that we talk about a lot, even on the show, like writers, deserving credit. And there's nothing wrong with having a writer on your song once they're credited, right? Out there in the States, is that narrative changing where writers are as appreciated as they should? Because your pen is wild.
Thank you, man. Thank you, man. I really don't think so. I don't think so. Um, and it's crazy because without the songwriter, there is no song. There is no record. We're not singing along to the beat. You know what I'm saying? And there's no, there's no record. You know what I'm saying? Without that strong top line. So I think that's why a lot of songwriters have become artists in their own right and just say, you know what, I'm gonna just drop this joint. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
y'all not appreciating my pen. So I mean, for me, that's what drove me to go harder with my artistry, because I'm like, yo, you're not gonna say written or co-written by Eric Bellinger. You're not gonna tag me on the post. You know what I'm saying? I gotta fight for my publishing percentage to be accurate. It's like I might as well just drop it, and now I get paid the royalties, the residuals, and I get paid for doing the shows every night that people want to hear the song performed. It's like, man, like, cool, two could play that game. You know what I'm saying?
I like that. I like that. And the thing is, you always play that game through your music, right? You're constantly releasing music. You're constantly touring. Gonna get to your new song soon with Conscience, but I'm looking at the stuff you're up to, and it's again very, very wild. Like your concerts. From you're going to Seattle. These are all in 2025. There's Detroit. There's Brooklyn. There's Houston, Dallas. It goes on and on.
Yeah.
Guys, please follow him on social media for all that information. Do you have any time
Hey,
for yourself, man?
it's crazy, bro. I gotta squeeze Eric Bellinger in, man. Like I just gotta, you know, do what I can on the days that I don't have nothing. But the days that I don't have nothing, I relax so hard. The self care is so hard that it balances out.
Nice.
So I may only get a little bit of time, but during that time, man, it's massage, manicure, pedicure. You feel me? Like
Yeah.
the whole nine. You know what I'm saying? Chiropractor. Um, I really like to do the things that keeps me feeling restored and
Yeah.
refreshed. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Nice one. And the new music with Conscience. Please tell us about this one, man, because that's again, I think, a very fire collaboration. Without even hearing the music, people are going to hear Eric Bellinger and Conscience. Like that's wild. Please tell us about the song, man, and
Yeah.
how it came about.
Yeah, man. So, I've been knowing Conscience for a long time just because we've had the same team. We've had the same business manager, and with that, we're organically just around each other. And I think we were able to build a brotherhood that was the foundation was rooted in humanity rather than just the studio. A lot of times I work with people and I'm good with them just because I be in the studio, but I think we were able to connect on a different level, a personal level. So when it was time to do the song, now it's like, hey, let's do a song, by the way. Travis came with an idea and was like, yo, I think these, since, you're doing this music, Conscience is already in this world, it would be amazing to cross collaborate. And instantly, both of us was like, fire, let's go crazy. And, I'm just grateful to be in the position to where we can lock in and it's just so authentic, so organic because the people feel it and the people see it, you know. So
Yeah.
definitely honored to be on this record and have conscience on it, man. Like I can't wait to go to one of his shows. I always watch when he posts, and I'm just like, you know, I see you when you're on stage, but then when we're together, you super cool, you super relaxed. But then when you go on that stage, you turn into a
Yeah.
monster. You turn into an animal. And I think that's just, you know, like a cherry on top to just have friends that walk and talk in greatness.
Nice one. So this is already out, but you have another one, November 1st. And I just want to know, are all these on the upcoming album?
Yes. Yes,
Okay.
man. You got Feelings Never Die. That's the next single. And I think it's going to be the eighth now. We want to make sure everything is right, everything is in place. But man, the song is these are my favorite songs. You know, when you pick the singles, when it comes to dropping the album, you pick the ones where you put your best foot forward. So you know, we
Yeah.
started off with Special, and now you know, Feelings Never Die. This one has no feature. It's just me, and you know, I'm super excited for the world to hear this one as well.
Yeah. I'm assuming, right? It must, I don't know, but it must be difficult picking singles for an album, looking at how good you are. Like, because all the music is good. Like, how'd
Thank
you
you,
even
man.
pick this? How'd you pick
Bro,
singles?
it's a tough one. It's a tough one. It's a tough one, but I have, you know, people I think in my corner to where I don't got no yes man. Like we like firm, like that's not it, that is it. I love that, I hate that. And, you know, having people that you can trust really goes a long way.
One of the most interesting things about your releases is, I think, the title of your project. It'll all make sense later.
Yes.
It's very, very intriguing, right? Not too many words, but very piercing. Before we get more so
Yeah.
to the album, what makes sense to you now? It could be about life, about family, about anything that didn't make sense to you a couple of years ago, a couple of months ago.
Man, years ago I was the artist, the only R&B artist striving for the top spot that didn't have a deal. You know, any artist that you think of, from Chris Brown to Lucky Day to Frank Ocean to you name it, to Usher to I don't know, SZA, Summer Walker. These people have major label deals,
Yeah.
but Eric Bellinger was the only one independent. Eric Bellinger was the only one signed to his own distribution label, and no one understood it. Everyone said, "Why did you do that? Why don't you just get a deal? Why don't you just get a deal? Why don't you just sign?" That's the reason why you're not blowing up, because you don't have a major label behind you. And now here we are. Fast forward, it all makes sense later because everyone is stuck in this deal and they have no ownership over their masters. And now the major corporation gets to own their likeness, and they ran through the advance that they might have gotten so many years ago, but they didn't understand it. It all makes sense later.
Wow, that's deep. Oh man.
It's
Ah,
crazy.
yeah,
It's the tortoise. It's the tortoise and the hare. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Right. That's like
You know what
super
I'm saying?
deep. Was it? Did it take a lot of time? Getting this title. For this album. Did you have to really sit down and like?
Nah, we knew. Like it's crazy. It came up in conversation. You know, I
Oh,
was in. Me and B Script were in the car in Africa, and then everyone everyone was talking about how the we're ahead. You know, we know we're ahead. Like no, there hasn't been any, you know, American artists that are doing what we're doing right now.
yeah,
This is the first album of its kind.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so when we're talking, our frequencies and everything that we're speaking is high vibrations. Like it'll make sense later. This ain't for everybody. They'll get it later. And then we were just like, yo, that's the name of the album. Like, what? Wait a minute. That it all makes sense later. And we have been talking about doing multiple albums. Um, so immediately we said, what's the next one to be called? And then we're like, it all makes sense.
Wow.
So like we this is a whole chain of events, you know, expected to come.
Yeah.
And you know, it's just getting started.
Man. So please, details on the album. When is it dropping? Is it going to be on all platforms? When can we pre-order? When can we buy it, please?
Yes, we can get the album 11/22. So
Okay.
be on the lookout.
Okay.
The pre-save is available for the not the pre-save. The single is available now for special. Feelings Never Die pre-save is going to come real soon, and then we'll have the album pre-save link. So just understand that we got a lot of things cooking, and man, I'm excited for the world to see what we're doing.
Yeah. When are you coming back to Africa, though? Before I let you go, I have to find out. To Ghana. When are you coming to Ghana,
Africa,
man?
I'm gonna be back in January.
But you have to come to Ghana sometime next year, please.
I will. That's gonna be on the list. And I'm just trying to make sure I get this. After we do the first album, we're dropping the second album. So during the rollout of the second album, I'll actually be in Africa visiting different cities.
Oh, man. Thank you so much. But there's one thing about you I just wanted us to talk about quickly before you leave. You speak a lot about mental health issues, stuff people go through, the difficulties,
Yeah.
of the young man, of the young woman. I just want to know, why is this so important for you to add your voice to that? Because, again, as a fan, I look at it like, oh, Eric Bellinger, he's got everything, right? He's got the money, the cars, the music is bumping, but you still talk about these things, right? Why is that so important
Yeah.
to you?
Man, because I've learned that even having all this stuff, if you don't got your mind right, it don't mean nothing anyway. You know what I mean? You seen Will Smith do an interview like the money can't buy you happiness. You know what I mean? He goes and he preaches about it. It's so true, bro. Like I literally have everything I want when it comes to vision boards and manifestations and knocking out goals and dreams and aspirations. I've done all those. Everything I do in music is passion project right now. There's nothing that I haven't done that I wanted to do. So to be able to get those things checked off the bucket list, you have to have an ongoing goal. You have to have an ongoing motivation and ongoing inspiration. And it ain't no material things. It's for me, it's peace of mind. For me, it's to be able to walk every day and have no worries, mentally, physically, health wise, financially. Like all of these things, they tie in together. But if your mind hasn't grasped the concept that, yo, you're lucky to be here. It's bigger than everything. It's like, yo, you're lucky to be here. And I think after you get the things that you want, what else is there to go for? And I think a lot of people, they tend to lose their mind because they're not happy. But the happiness truly has to just be in your mind. You literally have to live rent free in a space of gratitude. Literally,
Yeah.
it's nothing. It's not the car. It's nothing. It's literally just how you view life and your perspective on the position God has put you in.
Yeah. Eric, thank you so much, for talking to me today. I wish I could talk to you for hours and hours because I could just listen, soak it all in. I hope I get to talk to you some more. And I just want to say, man, Ghana, myself, MX24, we appreciate you. Can't wait to see you here live and colored. You're such an amazing human being, as much as an amazing artist. And please extend our hellos to the whole family. Please do that for us.
I will, man. Thank you so much,
Thank you,
bro.
thank you. God bless you. Eric Bellinger there, man, exciting moment for me. Please find his music. His album is dropping soon. We're going to keep talking about it, putting it out there as much as possible. And like he said, he's going to be coming to Ghana and Africa again, so we can't wait for that. When it comes to MX24, these are the conversations, we're all about having, because we see the glitz and the glamour, the dancing and all the things, but behind all of that, there are human beings, who might be going through something, who understand what others are going through. So again, very exciting moment for me to talk to Grammy Award-winning Eric Bellinger, 4-time nominee, work with artists like Chris Brown, Usher, Brandy, Justin Bieber, sold crazy number of records, and very, very exciting moments here on MX24, because that's what we're all about. I'm not leaving you just yet. Sefa is coming through. We'll be right back.